Hey guys, what's going on? I don't normally do videos like this, but this was really just too cool to pass up. Like everybody else that grew up in the 90s, I think Power Rangers was like the first real thing that kind of caught me. It's like, oh shit. It was really one of the first things that hooked me as a child. So, Megazord, iconic part of Power Rangers, and check out this statue from Way Studios. Now, Way Studios is a up-and-coming new company. I think they've only really done Pacific Rim robots before, which you could definitely see the inspiration there on this. This looks like Megazord came out of that children's show and stepped into the world of Pacific Rim. But just look at these details. Definitely more of a stylized sculpt. It's more of a Gundam shaped body, more streamlined and aerodynamic. I think this chick's a sculptor too. But really impressive, commanding piece. I really like the weathering effects that are painted onto the robot himself. And you can see it's definitely designed to be not clunky like a man in a suit like the show was. In the American show, these are just robots. He's just basically a vehicle that comes together. But in the original show, in the Japanese version, he's a god, and he basically talks down on the Rangers all the time. He's kind of an asshole, but really cool, menacing take on Megazord. Great pose. At first, if I did have to nitpick something, it's if you look under the saber-toothed foot, there's the head of a monster. It kind of just gets lost in the wreckage or everything else. It doesn't really stand out like it would be if it was something of a brighter color, or just something a little more eye-catching. And here you can see the base is the power coins. Really cool touch. And this is the size of him, 85 centimeters. This guy's almost going to be 3 feet tall. I mean, that's including the size of him being perched up on the base and standing on some wreckage. But really, really awesome piece. Now, I saw the price tag on this guy, and holy shit, it's like $2,000, which isn't out of this world for statues of this similarity, but for my world, that's a lot of money. Once I saw that, I was like, you know what, it looks great in pictures, I can now move on. As tempting as it is, I don't think so. But they couldn't just let me go. They had to try again to reel me in. Because you remember this guy? Yeah, when this guy showed up, this guy took Power Rangers from, okay, this is kind of cool, to this is must-see TV every week. And if you recall, he had a Zord, and it was kind of badass. I mean, what is there more to say? This thing is phenomenal. Of course they had to do a Dragon Zord. Of course they had to do a Dragon Caesar for those of you who watch the Japanese version of the show. This thing is extraordinary. I love that they replicated the moment where Dragon Zord kind of comes ashore. He's stomping on the cargo containers, just like how they did in the show. It was his iconic entrance. Pretty much every episode, you knew what you were getting. I mean, for us, like 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, this was like Daenerys showing up on her dragons if it was about to tear shit up. Of course, he looks wonderful, the way he's macked out in his black and gold and green colors. There she is again, sculptor or painter, but I know she's definitely connected to this. And look how big this thing is next to her. Really love the way the water splashing up over the leg. Look at the finger missiles. This thing, the only thing that kind of scares me is this thing kind of relies a lot on the LEDs to really have the presence that it has. And I don't know how reliable LEDs are in these cases, but just what an amazing looking statue. And to match the Megazord, there you see the Dragon Coin as part of the base here. Right next to, again, the shipping containers. Here's the 75 centimeters for him. He's a little shorter than Megazord. Part of that could be the pose. I think Dragon Zord is looking more flat-footed on the surface, where Megazord is definitely perched up in more of a triumphant victory pose. And the only nitpick on this guy is, I think the top of the head, like the crown of the head, should be gold, not silver. And I think the gold would really pop on the top of the head. I imagine it matching the color of the shield part. But I mean, if I lived in different circumstances, I think both of these pieces together would be a must for Power Ranger fans. Terrific companion pieces, centerpieces for sure in anybody's collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Everybody be safe. Peace. Oh, and rest in peace to the legend Jason David Frank.